With this video, we will be doing why Drake just got dissed by Pharrell. And if you want to help this channel and the content that we making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. And the only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go. Chi, get the yayo.
Get the yayo.
After over an entire year of dissing and taunting that has of course reached an all-time high during the peak of when Drake was going back and forth with diss tracks against Kendrick Lamar, Pharrell Williams has finally responded to Drake with a diss of his own in the most Pharrell way possible. And first off, the fact that Drake has reached a point where the guy who is considered to be one of the nicest people in the entire music industry is finally clapping back at him really shows just how low Drake has sunk at this moment.
That's crazy. Like, I don't think Pharrell never dissed anybody his whole career. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah, he's happy.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Always give off good vibes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? His music is classic. We all know that.
Yeah, and it's crazy that he dissed him. And Drake got all his chains. He got
that's
all
wild.
of his old chains.
All his old pieces.
And I remember, I don't exactly remember this beef, no, but I do remember during the beef when he said, "If you got a problem with," I said to Pharrell, "Come get all the chains out my house." You feel what I'm saying? In the video, he had all the chains on, so it's crazy.
Music industry is finally clapping back at him really shows just how low Drake has sunk at this moment. But beyond just this, when we look at the way Pharrell has actually called Drake out, it isn't just wild to hear Pharrell alluding to the downfall Drake is going through right now as he adds his own perspective into this entire feud, but with the way he has pulled off getting a jab in at this moment in time in his career, it only makes this entire moment even more insane, and on his end, just shows off how clever of an artist he is on every level. So when it comes to how Pharrell has dissed Drake, while everybody else involved in this beef has released aggressive diss tracks that make it clear that they are targeting Drake or whoever else they may be after, or other artists have just hopped on features and affiliated with people who are clearly against Drake to show that they echo the same sentiments. Pharrell hasn't done either of these things and instead has sent some words Drake's way through the release of his new single Double Life, which is not just any standalone release of his, but is a part of the soundtrack he is working on for none other than Despicable Me 4, which first off, the fact that Pharrell is dissing Drake on a sound...
You know, when you're doing a soundtrack of that magnitude, that's a big check. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That ain't your regular check when you're dealing with that type of company. They hit a little different.
They hit different.
Facts.
Than Despicable Me 4, which first off, the fact that Pharrell is dissing Drake on a soundtrack for a movie like this is just absolutely hilarious. And while some people are looking at this fact and thinking that this was not intentional on Pharrell's end because of it,
it's extra funny because not only, like he said, is it on this type of movie, but it's like you almost creating a whole another wave of people who want to
check it out.
Who want to check it out.
This is crazy. You're gonna diss him on the Minions album.
On the Minions album.
That's wild. Only Pharrell.
While some people are looking at this fact and thinking that this was not intentional on Pharrell's end because of it, when we look a little bit closer at where his career is at, we can see that this wasn't just intentional, but it was the only possible way to defend his name after being brought up in this recent beef over and over again and almost being used by Drake as a sort of prop to just add more fuel to everything and beyond just this feud alone. With Drake taunting Pharrell even before this on some massive songs like Travis Scott's Meltdown from Utopia, and even in the Jumbotron Poppin' video all the way back during the Her Loss era of Drake's career, where in the video, he showed himself flaunting some of Pharrell's most iconic chains. This response has been a long time in the making, but considering everything Pharrell has going on in his career,
ain't really nothing you could say once I got all your old jewelry. You feel what I'm saying? Because it looks like you just have money problems. I hope you have your money problems. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So what can you really say? I own all the chains that people know you for. When people see these chains, the first thing they do is think of you. Now they got to think about me when they see them chains.
I'm saying, though, he's thinking about so much more now. Like, when you think of Chanel, you got to think about him now.
Yeah. That's crazy. I never see these two going back and forth.
Yeah.
This response has been a long time in the making, but considering everything Pharrell has going on in his career right now, and as a result of this, the high standards and image he has to uphold, When we look at what he just did by releasing a song like this, it was his only opportunity to get anything off against Drake without setting himself back, and if you don't know what I mean by this, all you have to do is look at how far Pharrell has gotten in recent years with everything he is doing at the moment, and while this is because he is a great artist who has so much to offer as a creative voice in just about any field that you put him in, it's also because this guy is almost never in any sort of controversy that can damage his name or the massive brands he is working on major projects with. Now, whether this is his position at Louis Vuitton as creative director, which is a massive role and has even allowed for him to help other rappers like Tyler the Creator make an even bigger impact in lanes that they are passionate about beyond music, or it's his upcoming Lego movie, Piece by Piece, which aside from looking spectacular with...
Yo, he's going crazy out here.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going crazy out here.
He's not lacking motion at all.
I didn't know he was doing like this. You got the Minions movies now, you got the Legos?
It's crazy.
That's wild.
Its incredible art style and cameos from Lego versions of Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, and many others.
Wow.
To be able to even get a biopic in the Lego format in the first place, which will
Crazy.
probably end up also having sets with figures of him to go along with it. It's really a sentiment to the way that while still being his most authentic self in everything he does, Pharrell has kept such a strong, positive, and controversy-free image to the public, and of course right now, with him once again doing the music for one of the biggest animated film franchises out right now. From Louis Vuitton to Lego to Despicable Me, Pharrell Williams has amassed some of the craziest collaborations and roles that any musician can have, and as a result of having all this going on in his career, and having to uphold this strong image that pushes forward not just himself, but the entire music community as a whole, as he is always bringing others up with him and discovering and helping new creatives. Pharrell can't just
It's like, yo, hip-hop and fashion always went hand in
in
hand.
hand.
And most people that did hip-hop wanted to get in fashion because if you're hip-hop, you like to dress, you like to, you feel what I'm saying? What we like to call throw that drip on. So it's nice that he get to do that with the music, and he get to do it with the fashion. And then with a lot of people that do hip-hop, they also want to do movies and stuff, and he's doing that too. So he's taking
everything at a high level.
Yeah, he's taking every lane that people want to do.
Yeah.
And he's doing it
To the top.
at a high level.
It's crazy.
The highest of levels.
Yeah, the highest of levels.
Facts. It's crazy.
as he is always bringing others up with him and discovering and helping new creatives. Pharrell can't just engage in a rap beef, and especially one that has been so heated and personal due to the accusations that have came Drake's way like most other rappers could, so when you consider all this, and see how in this very moment in time, following what has become years of tension that has only gotten worse and worse, when we get to this new track, Double Life, and hear Pharrell's lyrics which read, "What are you hiding? What do you do when you're gone? Nothing wrong being private. Make sure it ain't wrong. Your life double-sided, two-faced like coins. What side do I get? What side are you on?" And later in the song,
Okay, when you hit them bars, you can't help but think of Batman, Two-Face,
Two-Face.
two-sided coin, which side is you on? If I would have heard them bars, I wouldn't know that he was talking to Drake, but sometimes you need somebody to point, like, yo, that's about Drake right there.
Yeah, because that just, when I heard that passage, it was just like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, we don't know. Two-sided.
two-faced like coins. What side do I get? What side are you on? And later in the song he goes on to say, "So what have you done? Some of your dirt has come to light, speeding up that hill until the brakes come off, and someone saw you in a fight." It's pretty clear that with lyrics that are apparently mirroring everything Drake...
Oh, that was crazy. What have you done? Stuff starting to come to light, like going up the hill and the brake lights. I gotta hear this song now.
Yeah, I gotta hear it now.
Your dirt has come to light, speeding up that hill until the brakes come off, and someone saw you in a fight. It's pretty clear that with lyrics that are apparently mirroring everything Drake represents to mass audiences at this moment, Pharrell knew what he was doing by releasing this song at this moment in time, and now building on those lyrics that seem to line out the entire situation of where Drake is at throughout the rest of this track. Pharrell emphasizes over and over again this idea that somebody is lying and that they have went down the wrong path and chose the wrong side, and when you consider everything that went down and see how Drake has been called...
That's crazy. He said, it seemed like you telling that lie. It almost remind me of when Kendrick was like, "Let's play a game. Have you ever?"
Have you ever? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it felt like. He almost reciting that part of the bars.
Yeah, he said lie detector time.
Yeah. Have you ever?
Pharrell emphasizes over and over again this idea that somebody is lying and that they have went down the wrong path and chose the wrong side, and when you consider everything that went down and see how Drake has been called out for being a liar and a fraud, and being accused of having this rotten side that we can't all see, and ultimately Just coming to terms with the idea that his own impulsiveness and arrogance got him into the position he is in, where he didn't just turn what feels like the entire rap game against him, but would also cause him to underestimate his opponents and then get embarrassed like few other rappers ever have been before. Wow. When you know that while Pharrell has been seen as an artist so unproblematic that you can give him an entire Lego movie and have him work on one of the biggest family films of the year and he will bring no damage or bad press to your brand whatsoever. But at the same time, understand that despite how successful this man is, he has never been afraid to be his most authentic self and still associate with artists who inspire him no matter the risk, whether it's been somebody who for years was seen as so problematic in Tyler the Creator, or...
What I can't say that I'm thinking about as I'm watching this, the stuff I've been seeing from Pharrell recently, like interviews. He did an interview with the guy with the beard, the white guy that did, used to produce with Def Jam. He was with Russell Simmons.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah, Rick Rubin. He had an interview with him. In that interview, because he was real high vibrational. He was talking real high vibrational. And just thinking about that, it would make sense that he would align with Kendrick and the thought process of Kendrick. And what I've seen from him recently, it lines up with more Kendrick thought process than the Drake thought process.
Right, he's always been that type of artist, and they put out high vibrational content. Also, stuff that make you sit back and think.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Good music, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
At or the risk, whether it's been somebody who for years was seen as so problematic in Tyler the Creator, or an individual as polarizing as Kanye West, or even somebody whose entire reputation as an artist is built off some of the most dark and gritty things out there in Pusha T, who he's only continued to work with and embrace further as their careers have progressed. While it may seem ridiculous that Pharrell Williams is masking a song that is marketing a movie about Gru and Minions as a Drake diss, when you can see the fine line that he has walked throughout his entire career that's made him the go-to guy for so many big brands to team up with, yet the devotion to the authenticity that to this day has kept Pharrell cherished as not just an institution in the music world or one of the best producers, but most importantly, one of the most respected artists that any other musician, no matter what generation or genre they operate in, would love to work with. This recent track being Pharrell's genius way of finally responding to Drake, but doing it within a way that can't damage any of the accomplishments he has made and push back any of the barriers that he's moved forward, that getting within a rap beef that is when this sour could cause. Pharrell Williams has once again shown us that he is a true genius who, even while navigating partnerships and collabs with some of the strictest brands that you can work with, can still find the most clever and effective ways to let somebody know who is not on his good side that despite their best efforts to drag him into this beef and diminish his own legacy, that they have failed. And this is why, for Pharrell's standards and just for what this represents in the exchange between him and Drake, this is without a doubt the best thing he could have done. So now, out of all of the moments we have had go down related to this beef, Pharrell using the Minions to diss Drake was definitely not one I expected, but regardless, the fact that he was able to use this track as not just a way to promote Despicable Me 4, but also to let Drake know that his games are not going to work on him is genuinely great and just shows how ineffective anything Drake did against him was. And looking forward, this entire moment serves as a warning to Drake where Pharrell is telling him to not go any further with this ridiculous feud that he just can't seem to let go. So with all this said, let me know, what do you think of Pharrell's response? Do you think that Pharrell shut down Drake from continuing this beef here, or do you think that Drake will find yet another way to come at him again in the near future? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you want to see what the best and worst songs of the year are, check out the suggested video.
Lamar Wilson here representing Ghetto Action News Network _ all lower cases.
No spaces.
You'll find us on Instagram and Facebook, and when we do, share something, leave some comments, and come back. I'm going to get right into this. Why Drake just got dissed by Pharrell. I would have never seen this coming. And to be honest, I'm glad he explained it, because I wouldn't have caught that one. I wouldn't have caught that one. But it's funny, even just thinking about the fact that it's being implemented to the Despicable Me. Despicable Me 4. This is hilarious. But yeah, man, I've been a Pharrell fan for some time, man. He's always done big things, crazy things, and he does keep himself out of the situation. So I just think this whole thing is hilarious. What do you think?
I think it's hilarious. I did hear his name in a couple of songs during the beef, but I never knew what it was stemming from or where it came from. But I did hear his name. I did hear his jewelry mentioned during the beef, and it's actually nice that he responded, because a lot of people wouldn't even expect him to respond. And if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it now. You got a project coming out, you might as well put your verse on there while you got some motion, something moving. There's definitely gonna be some marketing dollars put behind that project, so it's no better time to do it. I can't can't wait to see Drake respond, because you know Drake don't take this type of stuff sitting down. He's definitely gonna respond to Pharrell, and I wouldn't be surprised if he hear a line or two in the next Drake song, whatever he put out, going to Pharrell, because if we heard it, he definitely heard it, and he's definitely gonna address it. Can't wait to see what come from this situation. But until then, it's your boy Trey TV, and I'm out.